Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are doing great. So welcome to another mood read. We're going to be doing for the 18th and the 19th today because it's going to be, the moon is going to be in Capricorn both of those days. So I'm just going to cover them kind of together. I've been getting a lot of beautiful feedback from you guys. Thank you so much. And a lot of you guys have been asking me, and I mean like a couple of hundred of you. So it's worth noting. For me to actually address where the moon is each day in each of the signs. So just really important for you to understand is that for me to do that, I would have to do it according to your rising sign, right? Because the rising sign is that first house, that's where ascendant is. So if you don't know what your rising sign is, definitely check out one of the many free birth chart calculators online. Most of them are the same. You're not looking to get anything more at this point than your simple house placements, but you do need to know the time that you were born, at least like guys within the hour or 90 minutes. I have addressed this a number of times for you guys. If you don't have your birth chart information, try to get in touch with your local whatever agency it would be in your either city, country that would have the birth records, but you would need to indicate, at least in the United States, for sure in New York, I know, you have to indicate that you want your birth time, because a lot of the modern birth charts for birth certificates, for some reason, they don't include the time. It's so weird, but they don't. So whatever. I think it's like $10 or something like that extra, but at least you'll know your exact time of birth if you care to even bother. I think you can even order it online. But I'm going to be talking about the collective, the general collective. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions on that. What birth chart am I going by? I go according to the United States of America birth chart. Yes, the United States has a Sagittarius rising sign. So that is what I go according to. July 4th, 1776, 5:30 p.m. That is the birth of the United States. And that's the chart that I've been using for a very long time, as do most astrologers, when we're doing collective energies, right? Because we have to have some place to start in order to see where what is. So when I do a collective read, I'm just telling you for the next couple of days, the moon is going to be in the second house, right? Of things that we value. That being said, I'm going to give the energies for that collective vibe. We're all going to be feeling it there, right? Everybody who at least is within the confines of the United States. I'm so sorry that I cannot address the entire world. That said, additionally, after this, because you guys did ask for it, I'm going to break down each of the signs according to rising signs and address what house it's impacting, and I'm going to pull cards on that energy. So I definitely recommend that keep in mind, if it's your rising sign, definitely listen to that, pay attention to that. Also, and obviously, your moon sign, right? I mean, because your moon sign is going to be sort of working in unison with whatever the current moon energy is. Makes sense, right? Also, for those Sagittarius friends that we have out there, you guys are always in alignment with Sagittarius risings, that is, with the collective, right? Because because the US does have a Sagittarius rising sign. And I wanted to say that too, because I'm going to be doing a lot more videos specifically because of the crazy energy that's coming up in December. And that's the birth chart that I'm going off of, right, to understand these energies. Most people do it this way, but a lot of people don't talk about it. So I figured I would just give you guys a heads up. All right. So all of that said, let's just get into the energies for Thursday and Friday. And then I'm going to do a weekend one like I did last time, because you guys did seem to like that. So we have the moon, the moon on November 18th and 19th is going to be in Capricorn in the second house again for the collective. So this is going to be a time to think about consolidating things, guys, right? Pay attention to the foundations of life. And what I mean by that is what really matters to you, because that's second house. What do we value? It's not only money. What do you truly value? Because this is a good energy to make some pragmatic moves, or at least decisions to repair and restructure things that you value, from your finances to the food that you eat to the roof over your head, anything that you value that really matters to you. That is the second house. It's a great couple of days to attend to any sort of financial matters that you have to deal with and to make some solid plans. So it's really good from that point. Let's talk about a couple of the aspects going on. We have the moon sextiling Mercury. So during this couple of days, ideas are going to be flowing freely. You'll be able to express both your feelings and your thoughts with greater clarity than maybe you have been. This is a great energy for cooperative projects, for expressing your thoughts and your feelings. You're going to have open ears, which is really, and so will everybody else, right? Everybody's going to kind of be clear and receptive and assertive, even though we have all these other wonky things going on. It's going to be able to listen as well as express yourself in this energy. But with the moon semi-square the sun, you're going to need to have patience today. And as I always say, multiple things can be true at once, right? So you need to have patience today, since your energy level, first of all, may feel a little low, or you may feel like your timing is a bit off in some part of your life, maybe dealing with these people that you might be dealing with. So just try to avoid any conflicts, right? Only do what you absolutely must do today, and your perspective is going to be much more clear in a day or two. Now, with the moon squaring Mars, silly moon keeps squaring Mars lately, does it not? Irritable feelings can definitely rise up. It'll pass. So just try your best to avoid any kind of overreacting, any kind of rash behavior. Because when the moon squares Mars, we tend to not feel 100% ourselves, but we don't really recognize it. And we're all feeling that. So it's kind of funny, right? So some patient mixed in with some kind of like release, I guess would be release of the energy, is a really great way to deal with the energy whenever this pops up. But the offness, if that's even a word, can be from the moon trining Uranus. It's going to be a medium influence. We're going to be feeling it. But during the short period of the moon transiting Uranus, it's definitely an ideal time to be flexible, and you're going to be feeling the urge to remain open to very new ideas. So you're going to be feeling this desire to be very spontaneous these couple of days, to explore any sort of like new possibility. Maybe something pops up, some sort of new possibility pops up because it's Uranus. You may have insights into your own or other people's emotions in a way that you never realized before, which is kind of good. But depending on the other side of that, right? Because you are definitely seeking emotional satisfaction. So it depends on what's actually going on. Most of us are going to be seeking it from our career or life direction. You may be feeling the need to make adjustments in your career, or how it is that you make money, maybe get a new job, change paths, whatever it is, because you're going to be looking at this idea of like life work balance, right? And I'm going to say, especially feeling this is going to be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Virgos are going to be feeling this even more than the other 8 signs. Okay. So all that's going to be going on Wednesday. It's dripping into Thursday. A lot of the similar energies, we're going to be feeling that, but we do have the moon sextile and the sun on Thursday. This is going to be a very strong influence. And this is a harmonious time during which you learn that you're really appreciated and you're loved and supported, and like it's going to feel like the energy in the universe is on your side. If you've been feeling really good and upbeat lately, then this is even a better time than you've been experiencing. So if you're feeling good, just enjoy it. Enjoy the good, right? But if you've been feeling a little stressed out, maybe a little down, there is some help on the way, at least in the way of clarity is going to definitely be nearby. Okay. Now we also have the moon squaring Venus. This is also a strong influence on Thursday. Your love life's going to feel a little bit unsettled. Try to relax, try not to obsess, try to show restraint. You're going to reap the rewards of showing restraint. Okay. We also have the moon conjunct Jupiter, very strong influence today. This is a very short, little brief period, but it's ideal, right? Where you're going to feel like you have the opportunity to take on some sort of feel-good activities, or you may even begin to think about some sort of really great new plan for moving forward in your life, for broadening your horizons, right? It'd be maybe studying something new, maybe thinking about planning a trip, maybe starting some sort of new spiritual journey, whatever it is. Be confident, show your confidence, be optimistic, and reap the rewards, right? Especially Taurus energies are really going to be feeling this. We also have the moon conjunct Saturn, also a strong influence on Thursday. This is a very auspicious time for any project demanding that you be tolerant and that you illustrate endurance, right? Also really good for establishing any sort of new habits or rituals that are good for you. But you have to focus in order to achieve the most positive rewards from this, right? I mean, this is a very brief but very serious energy where it's going to kind of come over you, which is really good though. We have the moon conjunct Pluto. This is not such a just medium influence, I'd say. You're going to have moments of emotional clarity on Thursday. So that's what happens during the short transit. It's like this can be preceded though by some sort of emotional outburst, some sort of realization, but it's also likely that you gain clarity from something that happens here, right? Because Pluto here always ends up revealing and liberating through some sort of truth, right? When it's in this kind of brief transit, this kind, right? Pluto can be many things, but that's what it means in this kind of transit. And truthful feelings coming to the surface is definitely going to be happening. So it's up to you whether you want to embrace the truth or you want to battle it, you know? At the moment, you're more than likely to accept and just feel relieved by the truth of your own emotions, which is really, really good. Okay. So now I want to get into how it's going to be impacting each of the signs. Because I think that this will be probably probably a way for you guys to get a little more clear in the energies, right? A little more specific, I think. So I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to start with Aries. Aries, you guys are having the moon in the 10th house for the 18th and 19th. All right. So I'm going to pull these down, my screen down, and I'm just going to pull a couple of cards. I already did shuffle for you guys. So Aries, 10th house. So it's everything that I said, right? It's the moon is still for you. And for the collective, you're still going to be feeling the second house energies, but you're going to be feeling this trining your 10th house, okay? Because your personal moon for Aries rising signs is in the 10th house, which has to do with career, public reputation, position in the world, right? Really good stuff. So let's see what we have here for our Aries friends. Okay. I'll turn these around for you. So we have the Emperor. We have the Two of Coins. We have the Two of Wands, and we have the Three of Coins. Okay, good. I'm just going to pull this up a little bit so I can. Yes. So the Emperor, great energy, guys. That's you. You got yourself there. Fabulous, right? I mean, we love the Emperor because the Emperor is all about respect and leadership, right? It is the leadership energy. It's ruled by Mars. This is about, you know, fresh path, new perspective. Let's go. A lot of strategic planning here, which I like, because remember I said, you know, we're all going to be feeling a little in our feels and a little emotional about what we value right now, and really be very emotionally prepared to do some very solid planning having to do with our future. So we have this working with the Two of Coins for you. And the Two of Coins is about two choices, right? You're going to be weighing a couple of options. Should you do this or should you do that? And you're going to be very focused on that. So it's like the background is going to be everything that you value, right? But your moon is going to be in that 10th house having to do again with your career. So you may be finding yourself in a space where you're going to be needing to make some decisions about your career. And it's working with another two, which is the Two of Wands, really great energy. Now, this is making a choice though. Aries, you have to make a choice, right? Now, you may be waiting for the results of something. So you may be waiting to find out if you got that job, if you got that project, if you got that role, if you got that financing, whatever it is that you would need in order to move forward. So you're in the space of waiting, but I feel like it's going to come in so that it incites this Three of Coins energy, which is fabulous. This is Mars and Capricorn energy. This is all about really putting in the work, right? I mean, this is teamwork, collaboration, really focusing on your craft, on your skill, and whatever that is, right? It doesn't matter what area you're in, it absolutely requires some skill and some craft, right? So I think this is a really good, quick read for you guys. Nothing but positive stuff coming in here. It does seem like the page is turning, having to do with something in your career that you have been working on. So good stuff. I do like that for our Aries friends. Okay, let's go on to Taurus. Our Taurus friends are going to be feeling this in the 9th house. So the 9th house is our higher consciousness, right? It's our personal philosophy, it's our desire to travel, it's our moral code, our moral compass. Now, for, in a very pragmatic way, those of you who are students in college, this does rule higher education. Some of you may be professors like I am, so that would definitely be a ninth house thing. But we do have it Ceci squaring the moon right now, right? So this is a minor aspect, right? But it just means it might be a minor challenge that makes something a little easier to suppress, that might be a little uncomfortable, but it also makes something more difficult to learn from. So you might have a little snafu in the day or these couple of days. That you don't really have that hard a time saying, maybe I'll deal with that later, right? And that's okay. All right, so we have some nice energies here. We have the Nine of Cups to start, which is all about wish fulfillment. This is wishes coming true, material abundance, your health being on point, which is good. If you've been struggling with anything like that, we have that working with the Princess of Swords. This is also a very nice energy because this is about, I feel like there's going to be some sort of conversation that's very necessary to go on, and it's going to incite some change. And it seems to me like this is going to be working with the death energy. And you say, why is that good? Because I feel like something needs adjusting in your life. Taurus, this conversation, it could get a little heated. It's not the end of the world, could get a little heated, but it's going to incite change. That's the thing with the Princess of Swords energy. And then we have this working with the Death card, which is about change and endings, time to move on from something or a way of doing something so that something can be reborn or transformed. And then we have it working with the Fabulous World card. So yay. I mean, this is about completing a goal, completing a lesson. So something has been learned here. So there might be a little bit of like strained energy as you have these conversations over these couple of days on the 18th into the 19th. But I feel like the core focus is your ultimate wishes and goals, and you're very focused on that. And if something seems out of sync with where you want to go, you're going to have the conversation and you're going to take care of that. Because if somebody's not on the same page as you, maybe it's time to, make some changes there, Taurus, you know what I mean? But the world is the most positive energy in the deck. It is a Taurus energy, and it's the gift that comes after learning a big lesson. So really, really good stuff. Also, this does indicate travel as well. So some of you might be, now I don't know who's traveling right now. I know some people who are, but anyway, that might be your story. So I do want to just throw it in there just for good measure. So that is what we have for our Taurus friends for the 18th and the 19th. Let's go on to Gemini. So Gemini, you have your moon, Gemini risings. Gemini rising signs have their moon in the 8th house, which is opposing the moon right now. Okay, it's going to be opposing the moon in the second, right? Because the second and the 8th house, ascendant and descendant from each other, and the moon, as I did mention, is in that second house. So let's see. I mean, it's not a big deal. It just means that because they're opposite each other, it does mean that they're kind of like at odds, right? There's some things at odds with itself. So let's see what we have going on here. So we have the 10 of coins. That's fabulous. Okay, we have the Hermit energy. Make sure you guys can see these. 9 of Swords, a little grief, and then we have the King of Wands. All right. So we do have the 10 of coins, which is a great energy. I mean, it's, you have this in your 8th house, right? And the 8th house is very much a we house. And what I mean by that is it's your partner's money. It's investments. It's investment, especially in the stock market, anything cyclical. It has to do with inheritance, any sort of financial payout, anything like that. Loans coming in. So this could be like if you've been waiting for maybe a mortgage or a loan for a business, anything like that. That's 8th house energy. Relating to relationships, though, it is very much a we, like in that, how do we show up together with other as far as blending money, as far as blending communication. It's also the house of intimacy. So, it's endings and beginnings. So when we have the 10 of coins, the 10 of coins is, will you marry me? Let's buy this house together. Let's buy this house with the help of other people. So if it's not a mortgage company, it's family members as well. Family, a lot of family shows up with the 10 of coins energy. So it's also a marriage card. It's also a deepening of commitment and a deepening of connection. So there's this idea, I feel like, that's at least being discussed, being proposed. And I'm not saying that it's happening like isolated on this day, hitting the forefront of everything. This might be well into being discussed. This may be just like what's going on in your life right now. We have that working with the Hermit energy, though. So the Hermit energy is all about going within for clarity and this quest for personal truth and spiritual illumination. And the fact that you do have this opposition, I'm not surprised, right? You might be thinking about, right, and stressing a little bit about it. We get the Nine of Swords energy here, which is, I always call this the 3 a.m. card. A little anxiety, maybe a little grief, a little depression. You're worried. You're worried about something having to do with this 10 of coins energy. So you may be worried about money in the marriage, money in the family, buying that home. Are we going to have enough money? Are we going to have enough money for that business? Are we going to have enough, that kind of thing. But here we have the King of Wands that comes in to save the day. And I love this energy. Those of you who've been watching me know I love the King of Wands because it's a beautiful combination of Cancer and Leo. And Cancer is all about having a strong foundation, feeling safe and secure. And Leo is not only our romance, it's also our creativity. It's the house of fun. It's fire. There's a lot of passion here. So who doesn't love to feel passion and excitement, knowing that it's a secure and safe thing? Who doesn't like that, right? That's fabulous. So here in the King of Wands energy, I see you being a very bold leader in your life right now, Gemini rising. This is what I see. I see you being very courageous. I see you being very charming and taking the bull by the horns to get something done. So you might have a little snafu over these couple of days. That's okay. We mentioned that, right? That's okay. Short-lived, not a big deal. But just know if you're feeling it, it's going to pass, but this needs to be on the other side. So put your problem-solving cap on, look for alternative ways, do your Geminian thing, and everything I feel like is going to end up being A-okay for our Gemini rising friends. Okay, so let's go on to our Cancer friends. Cancers, you guys are going to be having this in your 7th house of partnerships. So this could be marriage partnerships, business partnerships, anyone that you have a very close shared soul connection with. So it could even be like, a close family connection, a very close friendship connection, and anything like that. There's no real wonky aspects going on though against the transiting moon. So let's just see, where it's going to be showing up for your emotions the most. We have Ace of Cups, beautiful. Ace of Cups is new. Temperance, beautiful. 5 of Cups, okay. So we need a little bit of that in there, for goodness sake. Okay, good. All right, so we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is about, for some of you, this is obviously a new relationship. Most of you know that cups are emotions. This could be a new relationship. For many of you, this could be a proposal. This is a will you marry me card. This is also the energy of a new baby, or finding out that maybe you want to bring a new addition into the family, be it a baby, be it a pet, maybe adopt, invite somebody to move it, but it being a really beautiful experience for you. That could definitely be it. This could also indicate, though, getting a new job or some sort of job offer that really resonates with you, really, really resonates with you, right? Because that 7th house, it's of partnerships, right? So you might be finding out about some sort of business partnership, or even, working in a facility where you have very close colleagues that are very like-minded to you. Even though every day-to-day work experience is more 6th house energy, I always think it should drip over into the 7th house, right? Because the 7th house is those partnerships. But we have the temperance energy here, which is awesome, because this is about balance and harmony and the ability to be patient and have self-control and moderation, which I did indicate earlier in the video that we should all be exercising for these couple of days, because you are going to be feeling this 5 of Cups energy, and this is a little grief over something. So you might feel a little left of center, a little unloved in some way, a little abandoned in some way. You may be feeling a sense of loss. So, if we're going to just look at it, Cancer, from the perspective of relationship, this can indicate, this idea of a new relationship, a new offer here in the area of relationship, you exercising this idea of balance, harmony, and, trying to balance things out. But I have to tell you, with the Five of Cups energy, the idea that we have loss and regret and grief with the Ace of Cups, I am feeling that those of you who are in a very serious relationship where it's ending, you may be feeling the grief of that. However, it does look like somebody new is coming in. And with the Fool energy, the Fool is all about fresh hope and taking chances and a new path and a brand new beginning. So I do feel like for many of you, there's going to be this shift away from something and towards something else having to do with the seventh house energies. And it does look good. So that's what we have for our Cancer friends. And that's what we have for our Cancer friends. Okay, on to Leo. Leo, sixth house, day to day, day to day. So it could be your day-to-day work environment, your colleagues, people you work with are for, your actual environment, but not everybody's working, right? So sixth house is a heck of a lot more than that. It is your general day-to-day experience, right? It's the house of Virgo. It's also your health, though. Okay, mental, physical, and emotional. Mental, physical, and emotional health. It's also the house of your small pets, your small animals. So we have the moon in there. So you might be all up in your feels for your little puppies and your kitty cats. You may be. You may be very emotionally tuned into your body, which is always an awesome thing. So you may be realizing that maybe you want to make some changes as far as your mental, physical, or emotional health. We have this fabulous King of Wands here again. Here we have this energy of King of Wands here to start, though. So the King of Wands, to me, because this is happening in your sixth house, you really focus on what it is that you want, need, and desire, as far as what it is that you do as your day-to-day experience in work, and how much money do you need to make to feel safe and secure, to have what you need, right? And you being very courageous, you being very bold, you being very motivated to move forward, to make the money that you need, because some of you may be wanting to get married, some of you may be wanting to open up your own business, some of you might be wanting to get your own place. It could be anything like that, right? So you're very much focused on sort of strategizing in this energy, I do see. And we have the Hermit energy. So the Hermit, okay, so you're going within, you're really trying to figure out what it is that you really want, right? Your personal truth, your personal spiritual illumination regarding whatever it is that's on your heart right now. Now, you may be feeling some anxiety and depression about it right now, guys. It's a quick 2-day period. So this tells me some of you may be feeling like trying to plan and be very forward thinking in your day-to-day work experience. A lot of you Leos may be changing what it is that you do in the day-to-day, where you need to level something up. You're feeling the need where you have to make some changes. So for some of you, it could certainly be in your career. For others of you, making change in your health. For those of you who maybe health is not a thing and maybe you don't work, it's just your day-to-day experience. What can you bring to yourself that makes you feel more alive, right? That makes you just feel more excited. And you're doing some deep thinking about this right now, because you're very focused on this 10 of coins energy. And remember, coins doesn't only mean money, it also means mental, physical, and emotional connection. So some of you guys may be really thinking about your connections that you have on as a day-to-day experience, and how healthy are they, right? And if they're not, you may be having a little bit of stress about it right now, where you may be in a space of transition, but you're trying to get your ducks in a row. And that's what's going to be going on for these couple of days for our Leo rising friends. Okay, so now let's go on to our Virgo friends. Virgo rising, fifth house for you guys, my friends, the house of fun. Woohoo! Right? Virgo, fifth house, house of romance, house of children, house of creativity, entrepreneurial activities, hobbies that you love to do. It's the house of how you connect with your partner on a Monday through Sunday. It's the act of sex. It rules new romance. Not serious, but it actually doesn't matter what type or level or genre of relationship you have. It always does have to do with how you connect with your partner on a Monday through Sunday, what you guys do on the everyday for a good time, and how you guys connect, right? Even though the seventh house is more like that partnership, that marriage, more serious energies. But let's see what is going on for you guys. So we have the Nine of Coins, fabulous. Seven of Wands, Six of Swords, King of Coins. Okay, so we have the Nine of Coins. Nine of Coins is great. This is about feeling very self-sufficient right now, Virgo. You're very focused on solo pleasures, and it's so funny because the fifth house is very much a me house, right? It's Leo is the landlord there, right? Ruled by the sun. It's like, look at me. This is what I love to do. And that's the Nine of Coins energy is very much about you doing something luxurious for yourself, you being in the space of being, again, very self-sufficient, you focusing on your finances in a really positive way, you being focused on what it is that you really love to do, your creativity, how you make money, all of that. I really like that. Now we have this working with the Seven of Wands. So somebody may not like that you're being like that, Virgo, because you're going to feel in a space of being self-defensive. You might feel like the need to protect yourself, maybe against the competition within your workplace, or maybe somebody is just challenging you in your life as far as your methodology or what it is that you want to do. But I do see that whoever is challenging you and who's ever saying, what makes you think you could do that? Or what makes you think, da, 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 right? You're going to say bye with the Six of Swords energy. That's what it is. Six of Swords is a necessary transition, and you're just moving away from something that you're identifying, at least for the time, as being toxic. So you're just like, literally like not engaging. Do you know what I'm saying? Which I think is really, really healthy for you here, because we have the King of Coins, and the King of Coins right now, it's all about you are very solid and practical. You are really taking care of your money. You're taking care of your connections. You're doing you in the way that you need to do you right now. And that's really, really important. You're not going to make any sort of irresponsible, rash decisions regarding your money. You're not going to make any irresponsible or rash decisions regarding relationships, nothing like that. Again, mental, physical, emotional connection or coin. In the King energy, you're very solid and practical, right? So Virgo, right? I mean, you guys are the problem solvers of the zodiac, right? So you're just so like grounded in your Virgo sort of, thinking everything through, not making any rash decisions. But somebody might be giving you some nonsense and you're not going to allow it to get to you. At least don't allow it to get to you is the advice that I am giving you here. Not me, the cards actually, right? All right, on to our Libra friends. Libra, you guys have the moon. Your moon is going to be in your fourth house of home. So you guys might be really feeling that you want to maybe just snuggle up at home, or you may be feeling like you really want to move out of your home, or you want somebody to move out of your home, or somebody to move into your home. You might be feeling this very strong need to sell, sell your home, buy a home, anything like that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to, however they're coming up towards me, I'm trying to have them towards you so you can see what we have. Yeah. So fourth house is, literal, and it's also metaphorical, right? Because it's also what we need to feel safe and secure and grounded. And to have this Ace of Coins can be a new job, a raise, a promotion, some sort of investment, some sort of new income that you might be really thinking about right now. If you want to move out of your house, I need a new job, I need other money, or something like that. Or you might be thinking about money in a different way. For others of you, this may be like some sort of new connection having to do with the home. So again, maybe there is this coming and going within the home space, right? We have this working with the Ace of Wands, and this is about the urge to create, this urge to move forward. So Ace of Wands with the fourth house energy, it does tell me like you are aching for some sort of change in your home environment. You just are, Libra. Maybe if everything is good in the space of relationship, you're just dying to redo something. You want a new kitchen, you want a new bathroom, whatever it is. You want to update. Others of you, again, you might be really thinking, I really want to move. I want to change neighborhoods, whatever it is. Could certainly be the case. Fourth house, guys, is also parents. So you might be wanting to, those of you who are in a space, maybe you type with your parents, Ace of Coins, Ace of Wands. It could be maybe you're going to go into business with your parents, do some sort of investing with your parents. Could certainly be that as well. And then we have it working with the Hierophant energy. Now, this is very interesting to me because we have the fourth house Fourth house, typically when we're married to people, we live with them. The Hierophant is the energy of marriage, of tradition, of convention, of expectation, of conformity. But we have it working with the Six of Wands, which is about leaving, transitioning, a necessary transition, moving away from something that's toxic. So I do feel like for many of you, not all of you, but many of you are going to be resonating with this as you are looking to make some sort of transition having to do with your marriage, having to do with at least that that level of relationship, that level of convention, tradition, expectation, conformity. So that really could have to do even, I always say marriage first, but the Hierophant energy could also be family values, anything like that. So some of you, if you're like living at home and you're just getting this fire in your belly, I want to go, I want to be on my own, I want to do my own thing, and you're just making this decision to leave, and you're trying to figure out what that actually means for you. Not that anybody's a bad guy per se, maybe they are, maybe they aren't, it doesn't matter, but this is a necessary transition for you. It's for you, you know? So there's going to be movement there in the house energy, in the energy of home. You're going to be deciding, making a decision, needing to choose something. As far as transitioning out. Okay, next we have Scorpio. So Scorpio friends, you guys are having the moon. You guys have the moon in your third house for the 18th and 19th. Third house is a great house. It's about communication of all kinds. Social media, marketing, writing, anything, poetry, music, verbal. It's the verbal, written, any kind of communication. It's also, is the house of Gemini, it's also the house of the students. So you might be thinking, oh, you know what, I want to like take some sort of workshop, anything like that. It also rules your neighborhood, it rules your siblings. So something very emotional could go on during these couple of days with in any of those areas. So whenever we have the moon though in that third house, you know, you're in your feels. So keep in mind, you know, you're in your feels when you're communicating with people. So just be a little careful of that, right? Because we can get a little tricky when we communicate through our emotions. So we have here the Two of Wands, the Strength, the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Coins. So the Two of Wands, this tells me that you're waiting for the results on something, or that you need to make a choice having to do with something. So there might be a lot of you feeling the need to communicate about a decision that you need to make. You need to communicate about some choices. This could also be because you're waiting for results, communication coming in. And I love we get the Strength energy here. This is awesome because this is Leo. Leo's the fifth house of creativity, of doing things that we love, of romance, of children, some sort of positive news I feel like is going to be coming in. That's just going to be, and it's also like a fun energy, right? It just says, you know, the Strength energy in and of itself is about self-love and unconditional love and self-respect and being brave in the face of something that might be a little scary for you, right? But this information is going to be coming in. Now you're going to be brave, and you're going to need to be brave because there's going to be some sort of change in perspective of something in your life. Let me just say that, because we have the Knight of Wands here, and the Knight of Wands indicates that, you know, in this third house energy, you're going to be dealing with somebody who's very fast talking, very maybe sharp tongued, right? That Knight of Wands energy is, you know, it's Scorpio and Sagittarius, it's you and Sag. So it's about something maybe being unearthed or having some sort of argument about belief system, whatever, or the way something should roll out. It could be something as simple as, I want to do this, and this is how I see it should roll out. And maybe you're dealing with somebody who doesn't really agree with you, right? So there's going to be this weighing of options now. Now you're going to be in the space of needing to decide what should you do, right? Because we have two choice cards here. Two choice cards. And because we got it with the Nine of Wands and the Strength, I feel like there might be a little battle of the wills. No, it should be this way. No, it should be that way. I think it should be this way. I think it should be that way. And this could have to do with pretty much anything, guys, because it's that third house. So it has to do with general communication, but it could very well be where the communication is about something of value. So you might be having the argument about saving money, about something having to do with money or any kind of investment, right? Because because the collective moon is in the second house of things that we value. So that might be where you're having the argument, right? On to our Sagittarius friends. You guys have everything that I said is speaking directly to you, having to do with the collective, but let's pull a couple of cards for you. As I've mentioned, obviously the second house has to do with things that we value. Okay, so let's see what's going on with our Sagittarius friends. Starting with the Ace of Wands, Princess of Wands, Strength energy, and the Two of Wands. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. This is nice. This is a new project, new urge to create something, a new approach to something. You have it in the second house, the things we value. So I see everything is great with that. I just do. I mean, this is beautiful because your moon is conjunct with the collective moon. So I feel like there's a lot of beautiful intuitive energy floating inside of you right now, right, for these couple of days. And then we have this with the Princess of Wands. So the Princess of Wands is you're going to feel very creative and very, very motivated to move forward in something. And you're going to feel really confident. I'm loving this for you, right? Because the Strength energy, it's Leo. And Leo's all about creativity. So we have a lot of creativity going on here. Guys, that doesn't mean you're going to sit down and like, suddenly you're like Bob Ross and you're an artist, right? When I say creative, it's like whatever realm you're involved in, you're definitely tapping into this and you're feeling a lot of fire in your belly to move forward on something. And we do have this Two of Wands energy. So you might be waiting for the results on something, or you need to make a choice. It could involve travel plans. It doesn't have to, but it may. Just because of the fact that you're a Sag and you guys travel, you guys are the travelers of the zodiac. So you may be waiting for results to come in, or you're needing to make a choice about something that's come in. So I feel like something new is going to come in and it's going to put you in this, at least this emotional space where you're going to be like, okay, you know what? I have to decide. It doesn't mean you have to pull the trigger on anything in the moment. It just means you have to decide. Okay, on to our Capricorn friends. It's all about you guys, my friends, right? The moon is in you guys, first house of self, your personality, your physical self. Okay. The way the world sees you, the way that you see the world, beautiful energy. It's having there. Really getting in touch with those things that you value in a very practical way. Yeah. Ooh, hello. I see a little shift going on here. We have the Knight of Coins, which is super reliable, patient, hardworking. That is so our Capricorn friends, right? You guys are the fabulous sea goats. You guys are patient and hardworking. This is a really, really good energy. It's Leo and Virgo, so it's using that creativity to solve some problems that you might be having right now in a very solid and practical way, in the way of money or mental, physical, or emotional connection with someone, right? Because those pentacles can mean that as well. But I do feel like you're in this space of problem solving, of trying to like empty out this box. But then we have this Ace of Coins, which is fabulous. So this, for some of you, this can mean a new job, a raise, a promotion, some sort of investment, new income coming in, you realizing something about this, right? In that first house of self, that you want to do something else. With the moon in your first, you may be just feeling this this change in emotions, this changing of tides that you feel having to do with something in your life. And when we have the first house, guys, it could be anything. It could be your career, it could be relationship, really could be anything here. We have the Six of Cups working with the Six of Swords. Six of Cups is a very nostalgic energy, but it's also the energy of reunion. So some of you may be leaving the job that you're at or thinking about it, and maybe reaching out to people from the past who you used to work with, or returning to a job or something that you started in the past that you want to pick up on. For others of you, if this has to do with relationship, this is certainly the energy is available for you to at least consider reuniting with someone if that is what it is that you want. But we have this idea then of moving away from something in your life that's toxic. And I feel like I love that we got these together, because I feel like this is sort of turning a page for you. And that's silly to say, like, in 2 days, a whole page of my life is going to turn. Well, it has to start somewhere. And I just feel as we build up to the energies that are going to be happening on the 29th and 30th, which I'm going to talk about in a separate video, a lot of us are feeling this almost like undeniable shift, and this may be the beginning of it for you. You're reconnecting with something from the past, and you're making the decision to leave something behind you that's no longer serving you. It's toxic for you. This is a necessary transition. Some of you may even get like an offer of work where it incites a new move, or you're deciding that you have to move, you have to change locations. It could certainly be that. So that's what we have for our Capricorn friends. Next, on to our Aquarius friends. We have it going on in your 12th house. Now, the moon is sextile, you guys, and we like that, right? Because there's a very positive energy that opens up like new pathways for growth. There's ease to this area. So when we're talking about, the moon sextiling the moon, there's an ease in your emotional space. There's an ease in you being able to figure out, what it is that you really, really want for yourself. There's an ease in your ability to tap into your spirituality. You're just going to be feeling super connected, Aquarius, super connected, which is really nice. Of course, you got the Hangwoman because it's in your 12th house, right? Of course, of course. So we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is about some sort of, you having mental clarity on something, right? It's exactly what I'm saying. So you have mental clarity, but you have the Hangwoman. So this is very interesting because something is coming to you. Something is coming in. You're downloading something. You're having this new idea, this mental clarity, but with that mental clarity comes some sort of new conflict. It's like the lights are shining on something that you haven't been able to see up to this point. And now in the Hangwoman energy, you're like, okay, now what do I do with that, right? Because this is about needing to get a different perspective on something. Suddenly you're like seeing something in a different way. Remember, I did mention that earlier in the video. The collective is going to be feeling that. Now we have this working with the Three of Swords energy. Now, before you think that your partner is cheating on you or anything like that, the Three of Swords means Saturn in Libra. So Saturn is about restriction, delay. It's something's delay. Libra is that 7th house of partnerships, of relationships. So it could have to do with work, partnerships. It could have to do with there being this delay because of a situation that happened that was very painful. And I see you making the decision to end something because this is a complete and painful ending, you hitting rock bottom on something. And the fact that you have the moon in the 12th house, that's a Pisces energy, you are realizing that maybe, at least in your emotions, you feel like you were somehow like the victim of something, or you were like martyred in a certain way. And it's not in your imagination, but you don't want to be too wrapped up in that victim mentality. You don't want to do that. It's enough for you to say, oh my gosh, I see it clearly now. Okay, now I just have to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I have to address the pain that I'm feeling because of this situation, and I need to end it because it doesn't make sense anymore. Because this doesn't make sense anymore. It's Mercury and Virgo. Okay, so that's what we have for our Aquarius friends. Finally, our Pisces friends, we have the collective moon squaring Pisces rising moon in your 11th house of goals and wishes, of friends as well. So you might be in like a little bit of a weird space with your friends for a couple of days, Pisces. Could be. Also, like, where are you going? What are you doing with your goals and your wishes? You also might be reconsidering like groups that you associate with yourself with voluntarily. Yeah, we have the Four of Cups, which is like the card of apathy, feeling very unfulfilled. You're just feeling very unfulfilled. And we have this working with the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is feeling very rivalrous. You're feeling very challenged. There's some sort of obstacles that have to do with you being able to reach your goals and attain what it is that you really sort of have your sights set on for your life. And you need to figure out like, who's getting in your way, if anybody? Because there might be. The Four of Cups is feeling very apathetic and unfulfilled because the players in your life are, in your mind, maybe not showing up. The thing is this, always, when we get the Four of Cups energy, you might not be ready for what you see in your mind's eye just yet. It doesn't mean you might not be in a couple of months, but right now, you may not be as positioned as you think you are. to take that next step. Now, this Five of Wands energy, again, is this idea of rivalry and challenges. It could even be internal, right? But just you having this sense of discord and recognizing that something within the dynamic of your life needs to be done, right? Because we have the Death energy, which is all about changes, endings, time to move on from something in order to transform something, or in order to rebirth something, right? Having to do with your goals and your wishes, right? But I love that we got the Wheel of Fortune here. This is a Jupiter energy. This is all about good fortune, a turning point, taking the chance in something and having it go really well. So I see you feeling very apathetic. I see you feeling the sense of confliction and these obstacles in your way, but these are kind of a blessing because you're not 100% there yet and ready, but you are recognizing that something needs to end in your life, whether you have to let go of that relationship, change jobs, let go of those friends, whatever it is, or call that person back up and fix something. Something needs to be transformed, or call that person back that you used to work with and see that what you can work out. But I do see that whatever is being transformed here is going to be, it's going to go really well, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, right? So that is what I have for our 12 signs, all of our friends. So let me know if you like this video, if you like it, if you like me hitting all the signs. I will do this, guys, for you. I don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of people are interested in where the moon is for them, specifically each day. So that is what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.